Hello friends, this is Olga, mature medical student from Ukraine. This is my video, it's like a second part of one of my first videos on this channel called the Mature Medical Students Experience. I made it just 2 years, exactly 2 years ago. It was in August. I was talking in that video about my mature medical students experience. You understand, it was so small experience I wanted to share with people, and now I see that people still watching that video. They want to find an answers if it is proper step, proper thing to become a mature student, mature medical student on or any other field student. And now when I have much more bigger experience, I could tell you if I'm happy, if I made a right step to become a mature student, if there is any differences in like study abilities, if it is hard to be a student now and to be the same as the other students around. First thing, am I happy to become a mature medical student? I would say to you that definitely yes, definitely. I am happy that I did it, this step. And I remember myself when I had only this idea. I had really big wish to become a medical student, and I was hesitating. I thought about pros, about cons. Am I too old for med school? Am I too old to become a medical applicant, to become a student? But anyway, I can tell you that these videos, different such videos, they will never give you like a 100% answer to do that or to not do that, because it's only up to you. I'm happy that I made that step, and here's why. Because I can say that while I learned something, while I achieved something, while I passed these different tests, and especially test step 1, CROC 1, the hardest, I think of all and the most important, I discovered that I had like a hidden potential to learn, to prepare for some tests, some exams that it hadn't been discovered yet. I mean, I studied before. I was not bad student while I was first time student in my university, but that time I had not such a desire. I just did all that because it's like you have some tasks and you have to execute them, but was no any goals, was no any certain plans. Now when I'm all elder person, of course elder person thinks more about the future, about farthest future, about nearest future. For me, I think it's much more better to be a mature medical student now because of that, because I'm like complex vision. Definitely, I am definitely happy that I became medical student, mature medical student, despite that fact that the first year and a half there was COVID pandemic and was lockdowns. The second year and a half we had the military actions, and we still have them in my country. But anyway, the fact that I like to learn, I like to study, I cannot deny, and these all things that happened, they even added for, you know, like obstacles, they usually add for a person a desire to reach goals this person wants. So that's what happens to me. And I'm definitely recommend, if you have strong desire to become a medical student, it will give you some even benefits when you already adult person. And now is the second question. I wanted to talk to you, to tell you, to share with you my experience about about these things. If you like a mature student, will you be able to study, to how to say, to remember a lot of material, a lot of new things, new topics, new different meanings. I heard when I just planned or had a wish, desire to become a mature student, those videos I watched, I understood one thing from them, watching them and reading that mature student, the mature person after 30 years old had less capacity of brain, like less powers of neurons, neural cells, and after 30 years every human have less ability to remember a lot of new material, to operate with this different meanings material, to study hard from day to day. And it's even not a question that this person may have children, may have family, may have some living partner, some work, the distractors, yes, that also demands some time and efforts. But even if we not count this thing, the people usually told that the mature person is not that person that will be good at learning, the same good as the person that just graduated from school, because just when we're getting elder, our brains and our abilities getting worse. And I would say it's really not true. It's really not true. I mean, it's could be true only if we will take the really former pupil after school, like 18 years old person, and for example 80 years old person, like really adult person, I would say even old person. If the gap, the age is really huge, then in this case, of course, there will be some differences. But when you 30, 35, 40, and even 45 years old, I didn't feel, I didn't see any difference between my abilities to learning and the people who are younger than me. I also don't feel that I'm like some kind of person that have some problems with learning material and have problems with the marks, just because I just don't feel enough power to learn a lot of materials. My uh, my ability to study, not the worser, not the better than others, I would say. And I also want to add here that mature medical students have in this question some benefits, because they have experience, they more concentrated on the goals. As I told you, they have some general vision, they have more realistic and goals, what kind of specialists they want to be. And yes, they have experience, in knowledge. They may know something more than just the people who graduate from school. It could be things from other fields, but sometimes they also could be useful in what subject you're learning. It could be just experience, like how to prepare, how to study in general, some personal techniques, because each person, when it's adult person, it's like this person knows her abilities, what is the best for this person, how to learn, what way to learn, and what time to learn, I don't know. And I know that from the 30 up to 40, 45 years old, for each person, it is the age of the highest achievements. If you are mature medical students at this age, you cannot be bad at study. And usually people who are elder, then they can be more confident, they confident in the behavior, in communication, in some, general knowledges. And I may say that some of teachers, they also cannot be as much strict as to the others students, just because that fact they understand they have deal with the same age person. So it's a benefits to be a mature medical student or any other student if you're already more than, I don't know, 25, 30, 35, 45, whatever. You're just more mature than your group mates. I see only benefits in this case. Now the third thing I want to tell you about different generation of students. The thing is, when I was the first time student in university, there was just a beginning of development, at least in Ukraine, in my country, when people became owners of different devices, digital devices, like computers, mobile phones, and for students it was the time of handwriting, making a lot of notes. We went to library, we searched for simple paper books to write some tasks. I had a lot of copy books for each lessons. Also, I took sometimes different pens of different colors to make notes, to mark something, to draw some scams or some simple quick drawings or formulas or different things that lecturers, teachers told us. Teachers, they used just a blackboard. They had a piece of chalk and they, write on the board, and we have to write to make notes in our copybooks. Some copybooks, they were really huge subjects that last 1 or 1 year and a half. Handwriting was the basic thing we did on the lectures, and it was my like a first experience of the first generation of students. And actually I think all generations of students before me was the same. They really wrote a lot, and now I can compare, could I be like a part of this new system of study, new generation of student or not, if I'm like an elder person? I would say that definitely yes. Me and other mature medical students, we became the same new so-called generations of students. Now it's a lot of different videos that why you shouldn't make notes. Really, I may say to you that I do not do any notes. I am lazy now to do that. I don't want to take a lot of copybooks, books as I did it when I was a first-time student, just because I have much more devices. And the lectures, the way the teachers give us material is not, it's not demands to write, to make notes a lot. For example, now no any blackboards, no any piece of chalks, some PDF books, electronic books, some audio recordings, and I'm using all these digital things with device, and there is no need to write. And people, the teachers, they say like, why you are completely different generation of students, because when we was a student, we wrote a lot. As a conclusion for all this my video I made, I may say that definitely if the person don't see any progress in that thing he or she doing, if this person wants to change the field of interest of like different profession, and this person wants to go to study. There is no any reasons to do not do that. The only reason, the only thing that you have to decide where you will get money while you will study. And believe me, usually those people who are mature and they become students, they usually have such an abilities because they have already some works, they have some knowledges and skills and experience. So for them it's easier usually to find this balance between work and study, even such a hard study as medical university, which takes just a lot of time. But people, they have mature medical students, in this case they have all different unique solutions. Some people, they working on weekend, some people they have project like um, short works, some people working at nights, some people for example, they one day they work 24 hours, then they 3 days they free. It's a little bit complicated, but anyway, different solutions, and it could be for mature person if he or she wants to become a student. So this is my video. I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope that I would inspire someone to become a student, someone who hesitates, do not knows what to do now, to try or not to try, and like this. So I hope this video will be useful for you. On my channel, unfortunately, now I had to dedicate some part of my videos about some kind of political war news questions, but of course one of my core topics still it is the mature medical students study, and definitely such type of videos for me it's like on the first, always on the first place. Thank you for watching, friends, and see you in my next video. Bye.